This is Grayman Media content.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Devin.
We founded a media company to help promote local artists and goof off with our friends.
It's not always easy running all these shows, but we decided to add another to our list.
This is The Other Show. So, Devin, what do you think of our most recent experimentation with the Coke, Pepsi, RC stuff with everybody on? Thoughts from the mothership?
So your idea of starting the conversation is to volley it off to me. I enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun. Learned a lot of new things.
Like what?
That all of them taste the same like I originally thought they did, but they got
Hold
true
up.
taste test.
That's not how that went down at all, first off. You thought that you'd be able to tell the difference.
I was not sure about that at all. You said, are you confident? I said no.
Yes, but you said you could.
What do you mean?
You said that you could tell the difference.
I mean, I thought I could, yeah.
Yeah. So
But then when you're like, could you taste us and back to back? I was like, no, I'm not confident I can tell the difference that way.
it's because it became real.
No, it's because it's different. Like, instinctively, if you pick up a Pepsi or Coke, looking at the can, it seems like it tastes different. But then when you put them side by side, totally different. And we proved that.
Yeah, a few different times on the show.
that's
Thoughts from
weird.
the mothership, which is what we're talking about.
We also brought a professional on to settle debate we had about pies.
Yeah, John, I don't even know how he did it, to be honest with you. He got a hold of somebody from Sullivan. I don't remember her exact credentials, but she worked in the she was a head baker or, pastry chef or
Yeah, something like that.
something to where the credentials matched the argument that we were having, which was about cheesecake, and we had been having it for weeks and weeks and weeks. So
Yeah, it was really cool to have her on. It was the first time we got ever. We've had a professional chime in on anything Grayman and been like, let's talk about this.
yeah, 100%.
I thought it was really cool.
It was very interesting, very different. It's also one of the few times that, we've had people call into the show occasionally, but never.
Not like that, call into the show.
No, except for maybe episode 1, 2 years ago, where it was me, you, Austin, and Nate, and we had Wesley call into the show because we wanted Wesley to be a part of the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
And he was on for like the first 30-ish minutes. But outside of that,
was back when we were filming in the living room.
yeah.
That's before we had all this masterpiece behind us.
Before we had a dedicated set, before we had spent around $900, but it was still we may or may not continue doing this.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure, let alone it turning into this whole thing
is turned into.
Yeah.
We're filming in front of the sliding door with the drapes and everything behind it. We're like, yep, we're just going to show right here in the living room. Had to break it down every night, put it back up every night.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. There was we recently crossed a milestone. At the time of this recording, we're probably at 2,500 plays. So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thing.
Season 1, which was hosted on Anchor, was at 1,400 plays, 1,500 plays, something like that. And since we started season 2, we had transitioned to Transistor, and we switched RSS feeds, which was annoying because then it was a whole process. But
yeah, you lose views and stuff like that to count for. But we know that those were originally there. We know the numbers.
Yeah, according to our analytics, we've lost 1,500 plays. But I logged into Anchor to make sure to validate that those numbers were correct. They were. So 2,500 plays in 2 years. Very impressive. Very happy. Very proud. Made a lot of mistakes over the last 2 years, but I can confidently say that Thoughts from Mothership is not one of them.
The Thoughts from Mothership is a lot of fun. That's something I've enjoyed about it. We've brought in new people into our lives. We've met different people, or even brought people that we very rarely talk to or haven't talked to in a long while, and just sit down and basically chit chat with them, start arguments. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's the highlight. I mean, I get stressed out sometimes about all of it, but I mean, I enjoy it. Sunday nights are always something to look forward to for me. Sundays in general. Sundays are our big recording days. Yeah, I just love doing stuff for Grayman. So, especially the recording.
Yeah, the recording part's the fun part. The setting up, the editing, the takedown, all that's the annoying part.
I'd say
the recording
setup,
part's the fun part.
I'd say the setup is my least favorite part. I can have a lot of fun editing as long as it's something that I get to play with. And really, I get to play with all my projects, provided I'm on time. At the time of recording, this episode needs to be published tonight. It ain't going to get published tonight.
No, it'll be done tomorrow. It's fine.
It will come out on Friday.
Liar!
That's all that matters, though.
Yeah, that will happen. We got a little bit behind, but that's okay. We're going to get caught up. But yeah, and with Thoughts from the Mothership, it's. I don't think that I want to get some kind of like theme. Like I really like that we were doing the Book of Unusual Knowledge there for a little bit.
Yeah, we got to get back on that.
Well, I think that we maybe just need to find something like that, but maybe a little bit more simple. But I really like having those segments. But like, I don't think I ever want to take it to video. I love how simple Thoughts from the Mothership is.
Yeah. It's the least stressful thing to do, that you just get to have fun.
Yeah.
And there gets to be a lot of jokes and a lot of funny content that comes out of that, or a lot of ideas that gets bounced around between us all. And it's like, let's see how we can make that happen.
Yeah. And look, maybe at some point when we have, more people helping, maybe I would love everything that we do to be on video as well as audio, but
we gotta wait till we have extra help.
For sure.
Help us, please.
Yeah. It's just not worth it. I mean, the amount of views that we're getting on YouTube versus how many plays we're getting on whatever app people are using. It's mostly Spotify, but lots of other apps. So.
Yeah, there's like 8 or 9 different ones we get hits on, which is really cool.
Spotify's the big one. Apple Podcasts coming up in number 2, and then I think iHeartRadio is number 3, but I can't really remember.
That's very possible. Sounds about
thanks,
right.
Spotify listeners. Appreciate you.
Spotify and iHeartRadio listeners, thank you. We appreciate you.
And Apple Podcasts, whatever.
Apple iPodcast. That's it. One. Now I can't remember what that's called.
It's called Apple Podcasts.
That's it. That's the one.
But yeah, I just there's been very minimal weeks where a Thoughts from the Mothership episode has not premiered. There's been a handful of weeks total.
Oh, like when that gets every now and then. Usually when there doesn't happen, we don't announce like, hey, we're gonna be taking a break. If we don't announce that, either I got really behind on editing that week for some reason, I didn't get it edited, or we just ran out of episodes for some reason. Because usually we stay about anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks ahead, depending on how everything works out. In a couple of weeks, I've just haven't had content, or I just got so far behind, and I was like, I'll get to this tomorrow. We'll publish this next Sunday. It'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, some things are out of our control, right? Like as of right now, at the time of this recording, there is currently an ice storm.
Yeah, there's an ice storm right outside.
And if this was Sunday, that would present a massive problem. We would have almost certainly had to cancel tonight's episode. That
still might cause a problem. We don't know yet. We're going to see how this weekend plays out.
Yeah, that's completely out of our control, and there's nothing we can really do about that. But for the most, all over 104 weeks of us doing Grayman, almost every single week, a Thoughts from the Mothership episode has come out. So. Yeah. It's always been the constant. It's always been the consistent thing. Yeah, I just really enjoy doing it. It's like I said earlier, it's minimal effort, and it's really just an excuse.
Such a good time.
Yeah, it is. It's really just a good excuse to get together with your friends, because now that we're all adults, it's like we got to plan these things out. What are we doing? Especially now that we don't drink or do anything, it's like, what are we? We're just coming over to watch TV together. That didn't really make a whole lot. No. Come over and do a podcast with us, because for just whatever reason, that's different.
Like last week, we all just sat around. We watched some YouTube videos and commented over it. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. It doesn't. I don't think it makes for that great of content, but
editing it, it was still pretty funny because the arguments we had and some of the statements, because the whole time we were arguing with John, because John's the one who picked some of these videos to start with. It was a whole thing. You guys should see that in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Those should be the episodes that are coming out. If it's not 2, it's 1 to 2 weeks, something like that. You'll start seeing those episodes. Yeah, we were watching YouTube. There's a tripod like right here. And John's phone was just sitting on it. We're all just watching it and just commenting.
Which is actually really funny because now that I think about it, we have a freaking PC and a TV right there.
We could have just put it back there, but we didn't.
Yeah.
John started holding his arm up. You're like, there's a tripod behind you. He's like, oh yeah.
I love how the fix was, hey, use that tripod behind you, not the TV that is connected to the internet and we could easily use to search videos.
It would have been almost so easy.
Yeah, whatever.
But it was so funny, though.
I don't think we would have been able to get the audio as easily. I know that Mac can definitely hook up to the Bluetooth on this thing, but...
We haven't tested that. I don't know.
I know it can. It just would have been harder to do. Yeah, but yeah, it was a good time.
It was a lot of fun. That's why I like Thoughts. It's a really good time. We get a lot of good jokes in there. A lot of just hanging out with people. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy it.
Every Sunday, wherever you get your podcast.
Every Sunday.
No. When does it come out? It's not Sundays.
Mondays. Monday mornings. Well, Sunday night, Monday morning, 12 a.m. So Sunday still kind of works. It's Sunday night or Monday morning.
If you
happen
one of those,
to be up.
If you're one of those kind of people who's up for the midnight release, then it's Sunday. For everyone else, it's Monday.
Everyone else, Monday on your way to work. You'll be able to find it everywhere.
And it's I love that it's also one of the only like this show is a podcast really about nothing, but at the end of the day, we do have topics that we're trying to stay in line with, and also we rate stuff. With Wolf Takes a Bite, there is very much, well, there's not very much, but there is structure to the episodes. And Thoughts from the Mothership at this point is the only one where it's literally a show about nothing.
Yeah.
It's just
you listen to it when you want to hear people talking around you, when you want to pretend you're in a conversation and you want to have your friends around you, but they can't be there. Yeah. You listen to the podcast, and you get to just basically you're hearing your friends on each other behind us, behind you.
I have fun doing it. I also have fun re-listening to it, but that's because I know all the people on the episodes. I don't know that it's good content. I have no idea. I don't really what you think. I just enjoy doing it. So that's why we do it. Like, the show might not be for you. I'll be honest about it, but hey, it's gotten a lot of plays. Obviously, some people like it. I enjoy it. That's all that matters. I don't care.
As long as we have a good time with it.
Yeah, this show I try on. Wolf Takes a Bite I try on. But I don't get Thoughts from the Mothership. I'm just hanging out, having a good old time.
Yeah, he'll come stuffed with his face full of waffle trying to tell a story.
That's true. I just try to get people to laugh. This is a normal day for me on Thoughts from the Mothership. That's all that is.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check us out every Monday. You can hear Thoughts from the Mothership.
Wherever you listen to podcasts. Tom Holland.
What about him?
He's really good.
He is really good. In what?
Everything that I think. Which is Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
That's Tobey Maguire.
No. Oh, that's a different Spider-Man. However, Tobey Maguire was in the movie that we are talking about, which is Spider-Man 3, Far From Home.
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Dun, 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 dun!
Yeah. As always, for all of our episodes,
spoilers.
There will be spoilers. So, as typical with a movie breakdown, Jessica, why don't you hit us with what the hell happened? Actually, first I'll set the stage.
Yeah, please do.
Me and Jessica, boys went to school, and on Mondays, me and Jessica, it's one of our off days here, and we'll usually go out for lunch or something like that. And I found tickets to No Way Home, and it's like, hey, you want to go do this thing? Yeah, cool, because like I'm already in the process of buying the tickets, so we were gonna do it anyway. So we decided to go see No Way Home, and it was just us and like 2 other people in this theater, and we went to the nice theater with the reclining seats.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was a fun time, and I'm not gonna say where it was because I don't need to be doxing myself. But
What?
it was a fun time. So we get to the movies, and we get there on time, which already from the start much better than Free Guy, which was the last movie that we saw. That's another cool thing about doing this podcast is we have seen now more movies in the since we've started this podcast. We've seen more movies than I think we have in the last 2 years combined.
It's very possible.
Which is nuts. Because I don't particularly care to go for the movies, but it's fun every now and then. So anyway, so we went to the movies. Jessica, tell us how the movie started.
How did it start again?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it basically starts out, everyone knows who Peter Parker is at this point.
Yep.
How did they find out who Peter Parker was? Oh, yeah, okay.
That's from the previous movie. We already...
Did they show that? I don't remember that part, though.
Yeah. Mysterio, dude.
Yeah, but I don't remember that clip from that one, was it? Or did I?
It was.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone knows who Peter is now. So he's having hell to pay. He's going to school. Everyone's like trying to be super nice to him or just videotaping him all day. He gets sick of it, obviously. I probably would too. It's literally like being a celebrity. I would freaking hate it. I would hate it.
We say as we actively put things on the internet for
That's
people.
fine. Just don't follow me around with a camera. That's the. But anyways, they're doing all this. He's getting upset.
I understand what you're saying.
So he just gets so upset, and then Peter, MJ, and Ned. I was like, I wanted to say it was Ned, but I couldn't remember. They all want to go to MIT, right? And so they send their letters off to like 4 different colleges together, MIT being the one they all want to get into. But because of all this celebrityism that's coming out of this.
Celebrityism.
I think that's the reason why they got rejected. Or they basically said, we're not doing this right now because we know who you guys are and stuff. So Peter's like, all right, I need to change this, if nothing else, for MJ and Ned to go to MIT because they shouldn't suffer for what I'm trying to do in my life. So he goes to Dr.
As a Spooder boy.
As a Spooder boy. A Spidey. So the first thing he does is he goes to Doctor Strange. I almost went to the second part. He goes to Doctor Strange like, can you make like everyone forget that I'm Spider-Man?
Shockingly, he agrees to.
Yeah, what was it? Sorcerer Supreme probably needs a little more self-control on just saying yes.
Well, he wasn't. It was actually technically the other guy was the Sorcerer
on a
Supreme.
technicality.
Yes.
That was the whole that was the whole thing.
Well, that's because Doctor Strange got snipped from Thanos. But still, this guy who's supposed to be like this all-powerful sorcerer with the frickin' time stone can't figure out that, hey, this is probably not the best use of my powers.
Yeah.
But does it anyway.
Yeah. He's like, okay, after whatever convincing, I don't even know what it was.
Took nothing.
Yeah, I don't remember what the convincing.
Took nothing.
But basically, he's like, all right, cool. Let's go to my cool secret dungeon, and we're just going to start throwing spells around. So he goes up and starts throwing in the air, and it's just spinning. And in the middle of him casting the spell, Peter's like, wait a second. I don't want this person to forget.
Or this person.
Okay, cool. Oh, wait, I don't want this person to forget. Oh, okay, cool. And so
this person.
He changed it. I don't even know how many times.
A lot.
But he kept changing it. And the Doctor Strange's like, you got to stop changing this. You're going to cause something to happen. And then, like, the thing explodes.
And guess what? Something happens. Yeah.
It explodes. Doctor Strange thinks he contains it into, like, a box, I guess is what it was.
A Meeseeks box.
Yeah, a Meeseeks box. He thinks he contained it, and he's like, all right, Peter, did you even talk to the college? You can do that? Yeah, Peter didn't think about that. So then he goes off and tries to find the MIT person that happens to be in town before they leave town to try to just talk to her, talk their way into it.
Boom! Doc Ock! On the bridge! F***ing
Yes.
And it was the original Doc Ock.
Yeah, the good Doc Ock.
Big old points there from Sony.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Or whoever had the rights to that character. I don't know if it was Sony or Marvel. I assume Sony.
Yeah, who knows at this point?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're all over the place.
But big props.
But he pops up, starts causing a ruckus, obviously.
As he does.
Yeah. Spider-Man gets him under control. He does the whole Tony Stark thing, which I've like tagged you on Facebook about that.
No, it was great. I already saw it,
fantastic scene. I love it. And once Peter Parker got control of Doc Ock's arms, just the way he acted with it, fantastic. Such a Tony Stark moment. It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. So he gets him under control, calms down, and the Green Goblin comes to again right there.
The Green Goblin, played by Willem Dafoe, the original.
Yes.
Big props to Sony for doing that, or Marvel.
Dude,
I don't
they
know
had-
who owns the character.
Again, spoilers.
right?
They had everybody was literally
We're
the
not
original
getting there.
person, which is fantastic.
Yeah, all both characters that we've mentioned so far.
No, there's
Go
more
on.
than that. Don't worry. Anyways, he does all that. He sees him. Gobbly runs away.
Gobbly.
What happened to Doc Ock? Doc Ock doesn't run away. I don't remember how he gets him back in the chamber, or if Doctor Strange just comes saves him. I don't remember how that worked out. Don't remember that part.
He forced him. He made his claws move.
Yeah, but I don't remember where he got him. How did he get him from there to the tank? Did Doctor Strange show
They didn't
up?
show that.
I don't remember how that.
He
Okay, I guess he just left him there or something. I don't remember.
He made his dangly claws
Yeah.
move to the thing. Yeah.
Anyways, Peter's freaking out, and he goes to Doctor Strange. He's like, "What's going on? Maybe you know something." And he's like, "Yeah, you messed it up. You kept making me change the recipe, and this is what we get out of it:
Now instead of apple pie, we have
mixed berry pie."
clomberry pie, and that's a big problem because we have got a rampant clombo butter cake problem here in New York City where Spider-Man lives.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's like, "We got a problem. All these people from other multiverses, other universes that know Peter are now here. So I need you to go find them." And Peter's like, "No, what?"
yeah. So
No.
then there's like this big problem at the electric company thing, and it's Electro.
No.
But it's the actual Electro from the second Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Tyler Perry?
Who?
No.
Tyler Perry.
Wrong person.
That's the original.
Terry Crews?
No, it's not.
What is this guy's name? I can't remember his name now.
Jamie Foxx.
That's it.
Yeah. Big
I was
props to
all over the place with
Sony
that.
or Marvel or whoever
Okay,
has the rights
Devin, we
to
get it. We get it.
to that.
We don't know who has rights.
it
might be
big-
Disney at this point.
Big, you know what? If it's Marvel,
probably
it is Disney.
It's probably Disney at this point.
But yeah, big props.
Nice, he finds
great
him.
Fan service.
Shoots him with his little bzz, bzz, that Doctor Strange gave him that transports them from wherever they are into a
wherever.
special magic box in
Meeseeks
his
box.
dungeons. No, not into the Meeseeks box. He transports them into a special magic dungeon box.
A different magic.
Yeah.
Box.
Where he happens to happily collect them all, which evidently is also where we find not Lizard Boy.
Oh man, what Reptile.
Is his name
No,
Reptile?
It's not Reptile.
Everyone's upset
But
with us now.
it's the doctor. It's the he was also in Tobey Maguire's.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Well, maybe as a doctor, but
Yes, he
this
was the
from the
doctor-
Amazing Spider-Man.
I know.
2?
But, yeah, I know. But this guy
two?
who was not played by the same actor in Amazing Spider-Man, that character in the comic books was the professor that Toby kept showing up late to all of his classes.
Oh, really?
That's the same.
The one
yeah.
with the really big forehead?
Yeah.
That was the doctor or the professor.
Yeah.
That,
You know
he's
what?
like his chemistry
That's
doctor,
not
right?
how I would have described him, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, big old forehead, Atlanta.
So that's that's the same
spacecraft on
like
that thing.
professor, whatever that turned himself to.
in the
Is it
universe.
Reptile? What's his
I don't
name?
care. I can't freaking remember.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't have
But
my
anyways, he's
phone on
already
me.
in there, curled up, all like creepy, like in the corner. And then he also has who else was already Sandman? He had already had there, right? Or did he
Yeah.
have to go get?
No, he was already there. I think.
No, he had to get Sandman while he was doing Electro because Sandman showed
Yeah.
up while he was fighting Electro.
And
yeah, that's a whole
Sandman
thing.
from the original, from
Yes.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
3.
the original one. Big props to Sony or Marvel, whoever owns that.
You know who I'm
character.
happy they didn't bring back?
Who?
Eddie f***ing Brock.
Yeah, me neither. Nobody's had no. Well,
Was there?
Eddie Brock is there. He's just not played by Topher Grace, who's a bitch. Which
Wait, who's Eddie Brock in that one again?
Eddie Brock is a guy who's in Peaky Blinders.
I'm blanking. Anyways, he gets
It's
all
the
these
guy.
people in
He's
the
in
boxes.
Venom 1 and 2. We just talked about this. In
No,
like-
I was thinking the Amazing Spider-Man, who Eddie Brock
oh,
was.
no, Eddie Brock was not in that one. Eddie Brock was in episode 3 of Toby's Spider-Man because he played Venom.
My brain's hurting right now.
The guy, the photographer, the guy.
Yeah,
who
I know. I don't like
doctored
that. I don't like
Yeah,
that
he sucked.
Eddie Brock. I like the new musty one.
Yeah, the one that looks damp.
The one that looks damp.
Yeah, that's the one.
Anyways, he gets everyone in the box, and then he goes back to Doctor Strange, like, "Hey, I did it. Yeah. Doctor Strange's like, cool, see this magic box I put that whole thing that was floating earlier into? I push this button, they all go back and die. And because this is supposedly they get teleported out of their universes the moment before like Spider-Man kills them or like they die or whatever in those universes.
So if he presses the button,
they'll go back and go boom and die. And because just before this, Peter had visited his aunt who works as the homeless shelter. Holy crap, can't talk. And talked to William Dafoe, character there. He's like, well, people can change. You can help people and maybe they don't have to go back and die. So then he goes to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange's like, hey, I'm going to kill them all. And he's like, no. Maybe we can rehabilitate them. Maybe we can make them nicer.
So he locks the wizard in the box.
Yeah, so he starts fighting with him, and I don't remember how they got to the other dimension. Yeah, they go to this other dimension, and
oh yeah,
Peter
they did
gets
the
him
mirror.
stuck
I
there.
forgot they went to the that's why.
That mirror dimension, and then Peter's like, math, and then figured it all out. Left Doctor Strange there, and took the box with him. Gave the box to MJ. Said, protect this. Don't push the button unless you don't hear from me. She's like, okay, and her and Ned run off.
Yeah.
And then he takes all the bad guys. He takes them to Happy's apartment.
Yeah.
And tries to fix them all.
Yeah, and he starts to, but then he gets to Willem Dafoe and Green Goblin.
He didn't even get to him. He just Spidey sense. He's like, something's going wrong.
He ain't having none of it. So
you think you can fix me?
So well, you know what happens. I mean, she said the line. And,
yeah, that is unfortunate.
Said,
while she was talking to Peter with William Dafoe sitting there like, oh, we can change them all, she said the Ben line. Unfortunately, she doomed herself there.
With great power comes great responsibility. And then guess what? It's gonna be May.
Later that night, she died because he brings everyone there. He fixes Doc Ock, so Doc Ock now has control over his arms. And he starts working on everybody else, and all of a sudden, Green Goblin's like, you ain't fixing me. Yep. Electro, you gonna let him do that? Electro was already kind of upset, and he's like, no, you know what? You're right. I'm cool the way I am. And then Sandman, I don't know why Sandman turned. That whole storyline was weird.
You hear about plot armor. That line is the opposite of plot armor.
It's the plot armor of death.
it's plot death. It is just auto kill. It's basically going into a video game.
They kept her alive. I was so upset when they killed her. I was like, come on, guys. You made it through 2.5 videos. You didn't have to do it.
It's like going into the command console of a video game and typing kill/Ame.
It was awful. Yeah, he fights him. The Happy's apartment, which is in this fancy building, blows up on fire. Aunt gets there trying to save everybody, ends up dying by explosion. Because Green Goblin, I think, is the one who threw
all of this is
okay
because Ned is also wizard and he does this thing.
This is a zoom.
And in that portal.
Yeah, because when Peter was in the mirror world, he took, I don't know if it was accidental. He took Doctor Strange ring finger Spidey's thingy.
He's wizard.
His wizard ring. Gave it to Ned, and Ned, for some reason, could just whoosh out of nowhere.
It's because Ned wizard.
Yeah. And Ned wizard, find me Peter Parker. He found one Peter Parker. Find me Peter Parker. Found another Parker. And for some reason, never did it the third time.
But what was the first one?
Why did he just try one more time?
But what was the first one?
First, he got the Amazing Spider, Andy Griffith.
Which is Andrew Garfield. And it was the original one from the movie. And I don't, Sony at Marvel.
He climbed on the roof to get a cobweb. He was so nice and polite.
Whoever has the rights to that character, big ups. Big props. But then the other Spider-Man was who? Tobey Maguire from the original one. The actual original actor, don't know who had the rights to that character. Marvel, Sony, whoever it was, big ups on you guys. All around, big thumbs up from me, from Sony or Marvel. Whoever owns all these characters, they got all the original actors, probably paid massive amounts of money.
I can't even imagine.
Massive.
Dude, the numbers at the box are almost beating Avatar's.
Because that means money. Something.
It means money to them.
I guess. Whatever. It doesn't mean anything to me. Avatar was awesome at first. Now all the sequels are coming out. Anyway, we'll talk about that when the sequels come out. Anyway. So
they find me Potter. Find me Potter. Find me Potter.
Voldemort?
So now Spider-Mans are in there, and they're like, our Peter needs your help. And they're like, where Spider-Man will help. And they go off and find him. They find him at the school where he was crying before when all the photographers were taking pictures of him.
Like a
Now he's crying there because his mom, aunt / what I can only assume to him was his mom in his own eyes, is dead now. And he blames himself because he's the one who brought him back. Even though I think while she was dying, she said you did the right thing or something like that. She was proud of him.
Doesn't matter.
And Happy looked at him. That was a very... I feel bad for Happy. He was definitely not happy in that moment.
No, Happy was not happy.
No, that was so unfortunate. Anyways, they find him, and he's crying. He's like, I can't do this. All I do is hurt people. And they're like, we've lost people too. They do the whole thing of, we lost Ben, we lost Gwen, almost lost MJ.
They did the meme.
That's not yet. Then they go down to fight.
I know, but listen.
Then they're like, can we cure them? Yes, we can. Like Bob the Builder. And they all go to a science lab, since they're all three knowing science and they all work together to come up with cures for everybody. That's when they do the thing.
Well, that's the first time
Ned's
they
like,
do the thing.
Peter! They're all like, which Peter? Who's Peter? Who do you think? Whose friend is he? Is he yours? No. Is he yours? No. Okay, that's probably this guy's. Just saying. Anyways, Devin, why don't you end us with how it ended?
They go to fight, and guess what? They win. I mean, if you want to see it, go watch the fights.
How did it end?
We can't sit here and describe to you the fight scene by scene. That just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, in the middle of it, they do the thing again.
They do, right?
They do the thing again. Like, and then Andrew Garfield's like, oh, always wanted brothers. And he says he's the middle brother. But that doesn't really make any sense except
they made him a very awkward.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think so Andrew Garfield got the kind of the, whatever, it doesn't matter.
He got the short end of the straw.
I don't know why. Everybody just on him. I thought his Spider-Man was good. I enjoyed it.
I think that's why. I think they played into that just because they could.
Whatever. I hate it.
As they do the fight scene, it ends with all this happening, and then Doctor Strange shows up. Finally shows up now.
Yeah, after being locked in a box by teenagers.
He's basically the Sorcerer Supreme, and dude couldn't get out of a box.
Of his own design, though.
I'm just saying. He finally shows up, and he's like, Peter, you screwed this up. Now, everybody from every dimension, because that also, when you look up the sky, dimensions are starting to crack in. And he's like, literally everybody that's ever known a Peter Parker, ever have existed in any multiverse is coming here. And Peter's like, well,
that was exactly what he said. And he was like, please, Doctor Strange Wizard.
Doctor Strange Wizard.
Just make everyone forget. I don't care about things. And he was like, yeah, proud of you, kid. I don't know why. All you had to do was not mess this up the first time.
Yeah, I mean.
That's all that. Well,
he could have just said no.
But without all that, we wouldn't have had the movie. So good on you, Doctor Strange, for it up.
Make everyone forget about me. All right, cool. You sure, everybody? Everybody. All right, you got 5 minutes, boy. And he goes back, starts spinning his little wheel again in the sky. Yeah. Makes it, and then all of a sudden, poof.
And then he promises MJ and Ned that he won't forget, or that he'll find them and whatever. And then he fucking didn't.
He did find them.
Yeah, but then he left.
It's because he saw them. They both got accepted. MIT, not MTI. They got accepted. They were both happy. They didn't remember who he was, but they were happy. And he's like, "Well, y'all are happy, so I'm happy." And I'm like, "That dude's about to live a very sad, lonely life."
Yeah, that's how you get villain Spider-Man.
Ooh. That's a new one.
Anyway, so
Tom Holland go rogue?
What did you think about the movie? I, for one, really enjoyed the fact that they got all of the original actors. Don't know. Go on, sorry.
I did love it. And I do like that they did get the original actors. Don't care where they came from. But I love that they got them. It was really cool to see them all and interact with everything with this new multiverse that they have here.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was super cool. It was super, super awesome. I was also a huge fan of the movie. And I've been a big fan of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I've been a big fan of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I've been a huge fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. The fact that it connects to the MCU was awesome. After Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, the memes were great. Into the Spider-Verse, after that happened, we kind of all knew what was going to happen, but we weren't sure how they were going to do it. And then they tried to trick us with that trailer where Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man kicks something in the invisible air, and, well, we all knew something was going on there.
What?
You don't know what it is? I'll show you the trailer later. In the trailer, Devin put it up. In the trailer, I think it's Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man swings right next to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, who is fighting, I think, whichever character had already been announced at this point, whichever villain.
I think probably Doc Ock and Green Goblin were the only two
No,
that everyone had known were going to be there.
No, nobody knew that Lizard Dude was going to be there either. And
Doc Ock and Green Goblin were the only two that were like halfway confirmed. Everyone's like,
whatever.
everyone,
Anyway,
no one else knew about the others. As far as I
either
know.
Toby or Andrew kicked something, and it was just in the air, and they had digitally removed whatever villain it was. So he clearly kicked something and like bounces off of it, but in the trailer, it just looks like he hits air. So everybody was like, "Look, there's something supposed to be here," and it was the Lizard Dude. But anyway, yeah,
pretty cool.
we all knew it was happening. We just didn't know how they were gonna do it, and I think they pulled it off great. Very
Dude, it was
happy with it.
fantastic. Because also when I heard like, oh, Doc Ock was going to be there or Green Goblin, I was like, they're going to be short cameos. That's it. No, these is in the whole movie.
No,
They paid these actors for all of this.
That's what I was scared of also. I was like, these guys are going to appear in like one scene. It's going to be a throwaway line or something like that. Yeah. And they were hyping it up for no reason, and everyone was going to be super disappointed. They did not disappoint at all. The only things I complain about, Andrew Garfield got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange didn't have to do any of that.
He could have just said
without
no.
it, we wouldn't have had a movie, so whatever.
That or his boss, which was the Sorcerer Supreme, could have looked at him and been like, don't do it. And then instead of just traveling off onto whatever adventure he's about to do, he could have just stayed there and watched Doctor Strange and been like, no, you're not going to do it. I'm going to be right here this whole time. Just saying.
And Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a baby back, which makes sense because he should have talked to Ned and MJ at the end. I don't care how happy they were. I almost cried.
No.
Pissed
Like
me
you
off.
said, I'm glad he didn't.
No.
Because now we get to see Tom Holland go rogue. We get to see villain Spider-Man.
We don't know that for sure.
I hope. Dude, I hope. That would be such a great way for them to do this next, like, MCU, like, part of the next chapter of it. Bad Spider-Man. That'd be fantastic.
I am super excited for the next Doctor Strange movie. Doctor Strange has been... Anyway, we're going to review that one. Don't worry about it. Yeah. What do you give Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man No Way Home. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Wow. You think it's a perfect movie?
I think it is. I think because it didn't feel like it was too slow, too fast. All the cameos worked beautifully. I didn't see any bad acting. I enjoyed it all. There was nothing that I didn't really like. I give it a 5 out of 5.
I'm not giving it a 5 out of 5. I don't think there's a perfect movie. It's fucking close, though, which is why I'm giving it a 4.9. So that gives it an average score of 4.95, I think, if my math's correct. Great movie. Good stuff.
And also now we all know, Tobey Maguire was the first MCU movie ever put out. Not Iron Man.
Something is supposed to change where that's not true anymore. Oh, X-Men.
Oh, I forgot X-Men are joining. I can't wait to see these. This next part of the next like Marvel universe they're going to be doing, I'm kind of excited. It's going to be weird. Definitely going to be weird, but I'm actually kind of excited.
But anyway, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching the other show. Drink your water.
Drink your water. Go watch your Spider-Mans.
Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Hey, if you enjoyed listening to that episode, you can find more. Just go to graymanmediaco.com and you find all things The Other Show.